Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. So I posted this image on Instagram at the weekend and I got so many messages in my DMs saying, can you please do a look on this makeup, or what products did you use, what lipsticks did you use, like just let me know. So I thought I would hop on over here and do a video because I'm literally so kind. So I think this look is really high glam and really sultry. It gives off that really sexy effect, you know, and it's Valentine's Day at the weekend, so I thought, why not? Now is the perfect time to hop on here and show you guys how I created this look. So please follow along if you want to see how I did it. So first up, I'm using the Smashbox Reduced Redness Primer. This is just because I've got rosacea. You guys all know this if you followed me before. If you don't, then I'm just telling you guys that I have rosacea. If you can't already tell by my cheeks that they are pretty red and spotty and look a little bit aggressive, and this primer just really covers up all the redness. So if you've got any kind of pigmentation on your skin that you want to cover up, this green concealer is perfect for hiding redness. You guys can see that that covers up that redness more or less straight away, and it just gives a better base to put your foundation on top of. NYX Born to Glow foundation is like a staple in my makeup bag at the moment. I just love it, and when I like find a foundation that I like, I just stick to it. It is drugstore, it's cheap, you can use it every day, you know, like when you spend a load of money on foundation. I sometimes get a little bit scared like to use it. I'm like, oh, I'll save it for best, and then it just ends up getting dried up and unused, or even just like forgotten about. So I really like using this one, and it's really hydrating as well because I do tend to have like dry patches on my skin. So this foundation is really good coverage. I like full coverage as well because of my rosacea. I don't really like anything kind of peeking through my skin. Unfortunately, I probably would be a little bit different if my skin was in a different condition, but you just gotta work with what you've got, haven't you? Next up is my brows, and I use this brown shade from the Morphe 35H palette, and it is an actual eyeshadow, but I just really like the colour that it gives off on my brows. I am kind of fussy with how my brows look in the colour of them. Some products that I've used, some of them make my brows look too dark and others look too light, but this colour I think is perfect, so this is what I've stuck with. I would actually kind of like to try some new products on brows rather than going like with my eyeshadow, because you know, if you're travelling light, like it's pretty hard to just carry around like a big eyeshadow palette with you just for like the purpose of your brows. So if you could please let me know in the comments down below of any products that you use on your brows, or anything that you may recommend, and I may actually give them a whirl in a separate video to try and find something that I like, because I am quite fussy. I normally get my brows laminated as well, but look down. So my brows are literally as flat as a pancake right now. I prefer doing my brows when they're laminated because they are just like so low maintenance, and I feel like I'm getting a little bit lazy now. Now moving on to concealer, and I use the NYX Born to Glow concealer. I just love it. I love the foundation, I love the concealer. Actually, I just love the Born to Glow range of how, like, in all, if I'm honest. I'm just going to get a little bit of the product and just go under the brows, just so I can carve them out and make them look a little bit more precise, a bit more snatched. And then just under the eye, just to get rid of any of those bags, you know, that lockdown are giving everybody bad sleeping pattern while you're getting hidden, my friend. I'm going to leave the concealer to dry a little bit on the bottom because I would just want a little bit more full coverage. So I'm just going to go and carve out my brows using a little flat brush. Just make them look snatched. I'm bringing the concealer down just onto my eyelid just to give off a little bit of a sticky base for when I apply some shadow in a second. I'm just going to go and set the concealer that I've just applied under the eye, and for this I'm using the Collection Press powder. I kind of like cheap and cheerful powders, me, like I'm not too fussed about spending loads of money on them. This collection one I got from Boots, I think it was, and it only cost me like £2.99, I think it was. £2.99 at the most. It might even have been £1.99. I feel like if you get like cheap products that are like still good, you can buy twice as many than buying like high-end stuff where I feel like I'd only be able to afford like 1 or 2 items of high-end makeup. I feel like I get loads of cheaper high street kind of makeup. I'm now moving on to the eyeshadow, and for this I'm using the Morphe 3502 palette, and I think I'm gonna kind of use something a little bit more neutral kind of toned because the wing is going to be kind of dramatic. So I think I'm going to use this tone right here, which is, hang on, what is it? It's called Tan, this one right there. And I'm actually going to use like a bit more of a dense brush just so it goes straight onto the lid. I'm not really too fussed on this look like being really kind of neat or precise because I'm focusing on the wing. I just want to put a little bit of colour on the lid. My brush going to the inner corner, drag it out, and just do the same on the other eye. Going back in with that palette, I'm going to use Stone, which is that colour right there, and a fluffy brush. Just going to go on the outer corner and kind of bring it up to the crease a little bit. Tap off any excess and voila. Onto my liquid liner, and I think this is probably the most difficult part of the whole look because you've got to kind of make sure that your wings are even. So for this I'm using the Max Factor Colour Expert, and this is a waterproof liner, and the applicator is just like a little bit like a felt brush, and the wand is really kind of flexy but not too flexy to the point where you're going to have no control over it, which is kind of why I like this one. I actually used to use the L'Oreal one, but I've actually like grown accustomed to using this one. So the key for this is just to take your time, and I would actually also recommend that you start on the eye that you feel least comfortable with, and this is just because it'll be easier for you to kind of copy the eye that you feel confident with than you doing a proper boss liner on your confident eye and then moving on to your other eye. You're not getting anything kind of similar. I'm just working as I go along really, because I feel like if you just put too much pressure on your wing, it kind of like fucks up. Because like at the end of the day there are no rules when it comes to makeup. Everyone just kind of like just goes with the flow and does what they feel comfortable doing, and every single look looks good because every look is different. Like there are no looks that are the same. Obviously if you try and do this look it's going to be different to mine, and if I try to copy one of your looks it'll be different to yours, do you know what I mean? So that's why I just love makeup, because there are no rules. Now I'm moving on to lashes. I'm just using my glue just to pop them on. I think these lashes were from Primark. I know I don't really spend like an awful load of money on lashes because I do typically have lash extensions. Just at the moment I don't have any left on my eye because of lockdown, so I'm having to resort back to my old friend, which are false lashes. So this feels kind of strange applying false lashes again. moving on to contour. I'm not putting anything on my lower lids just purely because I feel like it gives the cat eye a little bit more of a dramatic look. So I'm just going to move straight on to contour now. I'm using my Morphe, this is the Morphe Highlight and Contour palette, and I'm going to use the shade, I think I'm going to use the shade Blogger, which is this shade right here. I'm just going to get a fluffy brush, and I kind of want this to be a little bit more of a like bronzed effect than like a carved out like contour kind of look. I want it to be a little bit more warmer, so I'm just going in circular motions on my cheek. Get my better mirror actually. And don't forget the hairline. I'm going quite soft with this. Though, but don't forget the hairline. Next I'm moving on to blush, and I'm using the W7 Candy Blush. This is in the shade Galactic, and I can open it, and it is really kind of pink and peachy, but it is a really nice shade. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of that and just go really lightly. I said really lightly, but I went quite hard. It's okay, it can be fixed, it can be fixed, it can be fixed. Jumping back in with that Morphe Contour palette, I'm going to use the shade Venus, which is this lovely stunning shade here. I'm just going to go right above where I have just blushed and contoured. So now we can move on to the lips, and this is the part where I would say take like as much time as you need as well, because red lipstick is so hard to do and it can get really messy quite easily. But I'm using, this is the NYX lip pencil, and this is in Hot Red, and this is a Kiko lipstick, and this is in the colour 414. This is the Smart lipstick, and it is hydrating, so it doesn't dry out your lips either, which is like perfect. So first I'm just going to overline my lips. I'm not going to do it like too much because I feel like it's a lot more noticeable with red lipstick. I'm just going to give it a slight overline. Overline me is so slight that you probably won't even recognise it, but it makes a massive difference to me. I'm just going to go in with the lipstick now and just go all over the lip. Just make sure that you haven't got any lipstick on your teeth. Like, it doesn't matter what colour lipstick you're wearing, but with red, please make sure that you have got no lipstick on your teeth, because it just makes me cringe on the inside. This look is perfect if you wanted to do like a nice sultry eye, or if you wanted to do something a little bit sexy. Like, this look is perfect and it will live forever. Like, it is such a classic look. Like, winged liner, red lip, you are gonna kill. So let me know in the comments box down below what you think of this look. Do you like it? Also, do you have any looks that you want me to recreate? Please let me know in the comments box down below. Please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye!